Hey guys, Travis here on the fourth week of the LCS. This is Friday, so last day of the week for North America. And I'm actually joined by Elementz, straight off of their victory against TSM. First time they've played them this in the whole season so far. So first off, how good did it feel to beat TSM, especially because I know you had a couple losses earlier in the week?
It was good actually. I think losing a couple games in the middle of the week and then finishing up with a win is a great way to end the series. And you're gonna come off on a high note and a positive note, opposed to being like, you know what, we lost our last 3 games and you're down, you're kicking yourself, and people are gonna start looking for blame and stuff like that. So this is a good way, I think, to close out the weekend, and it's always good to beat TSM.
Always good. I remember the first time I interviewed you earlier at the season, you said you wanted to get some games in against TSM so you could stomp them out and say, no, TSM, this is our season. So is that still how you approach this? You're just like, God, we got to make sure that we show them that this is our year.
Yeah, well, I mean, for me at least, I think it's a personal rivalry for me, because they were the best team uncontested last year, and that's where I want to be. And nothing against them. It's just I want to be where they were last year. I want that to be our time to shine. So, it's nothing against them. They did everything that they could possibly do right last year, hence why they won everything. But I want to be those guys now. So and I think a little rivalry is okay.
Yeah.
So.
That game was ridiculous. Like, as a spectator, there were 15 pro players all sitting out here at the TV just yelling, laughing, just so many really hilarious moments because it was so close, neck and neck the entire game. Were you guys sort of also on the edge of your seats, like never knowing if you guys were ahead or behind or whatever? Or did you feel really confident through the whole thing?
I don't know how anyone else felt, but I felt really confident in us winning team fights, even though it was like, it'd be back and forth, even if we're like losing, like 4-3 or something like that, It's still like, we can come back and we can win, And I honestly feel like in these really close games that you still play confidently. You still go into that with the mindset, this game is still ours. We can make it our game. And I don't think anyone, goes in like thinking like, oh my God, it's so close. Like, oh no, I'm like shaking my boots that I can't win. No, people are going like, man, this is close. We can win. If we just try a little bit harder, and people get more and more pumped. Like, I honestly feel like I played better that game than I played all week, and it's because these close games and people aren't getting like shut out early. Like, Voy had one bad game, and then Dignitas game, I got Crumbs camped the crap out of us balling. It's like he bought like 4 pink wards. I'm just like, man, I feel like so useless, and I just can't do anything this game, and I'm behind, and I have no farm, and I'm dying, and I'm just like, I'm sad. But this game, I think it gets both teams' morale just keeps going up and up and up and up and up until the game's actually over.
I want to talk to you about KDAs and COP, because I know it's so funny. A lot of people don't realize this, but all the players here are acting so competitive about the KDAs. He didn't die at all that game, and everybody out here was cheering for him to die every single time he'd escape with like 100 health. Is this something that's going on where he's like, I just don't want to die? I know he mans up and jumps in, but are you guys like trying to make sure that he doesn't get 80 deaths, or is this just a personal prerogative on his part?
Actually, that's kind of funny, because when he jumped into everybody at the Dragon fight, is that what you're talking about? I told him to do that, and I was like, I'll ult you. But then he missed them by like that much, and I was like, I don't know if I want to ult you anymore because it's not going to make a play. And he's like, where's the ult? I'm like, just back out. You missed. He's like, okay. So, if he's going to do whatever he needs to do for the team, obviously. And you saw he barely escaped, every game or every like team fight with like nothing, like barely any HP. So, I think that's really what determines if you're a great player or, an average player, is if you can always do that. If you're consistently barely making it out of that, that means you did everything in your power to do that team fight correctly, because you have a sliver of HP and you're still in the team fight. As long as you're not dying and you're that low, it means you contributed, you got your hands dirty, and you had the ability to make it out alive.
One of the other hilarious moments was whenever he was outside of Baron and Cog died, and he jumped in and took the Cog explosion, killed someone, and then jumped back out again. So it's really funny. Are you guys? Do you think he's starting to play more aggressively, or is this a sort of something he's always done? Because it seems like he's just getting in there a lot more than he used to.
Triss is also that kind of champion, where you're gonna make offensive plays. You kill something, you're like, oh, I got to jump again. Let's make use of this. And you're going to jump somewhere else, and you're going to jump somewhere else. If you just watch Harpies play, unless, back out of a pentakill again, I think Cop would go for it, though.
What was the team's reaction whenever he shot Singed through the lizard pit and, like, Singed got away just fine? Because that was hilarious out here.
He was just like I could tell he was just like, damn it, like on the inside, like just like, oh, he's like, I know, like he's just telling everyone to shut up. He's like, I know, I messed up. And I tried to run down there and kill him. I dropped a couple words to see if he was porting back and I could stop him. Yeah, and I was singed, he's just gonna run away like a jerk.
Well, of course, one of the big stories that came out today was that there was something that occurred between you guys and TSM where they heard your strategies. You made a mention of it on stream. So is there any way you could just give me like an outline of what occurred?
Well, we were just sitting in our hotel room talking about strategy. And we're like, here's what we're going to, like, we're just getting our game plan ready. Like, pregame, strategy talk. And we're like, here's what we're going to pick. Here's what we think you're going to ban. We went over everything, like every little detail. And TSM walks down in the morning and just like gives us word for word what like Jackie said, what I said, what Saint said. I'm just like, all right, well, back to the drawing board, I guess. And, it was good on them to actually tell us that. It honestly takes a lot, especially when wins count for everything here. The top two teams are going to advance to Worlds, I believe, right? And then the third place team has to fight in, or it's 3 and 6, isn't it? 3 to 6. So
you want to avoid that like playoffs period in the middle of the season.
I mean, straight up, like props to them, and I thank them for that. And that was honestly like a really honorable thing to do, I think. They could have said us a little bit earlier so we could change our strategy, but whatever. That's all.
Are they like in the room next to you guys, and that's how they heard it? Okay.
Yeah, we were in Saint and Liquid's room, and they're directly beside us. And Chaos is just like, I heard absolutely everything.
It was just interesting because I saw that special tweet, and he said something like, "Would you take the high road, or would you take the one that allows you to, get ahead?" And so it was interesting to later on find out what was going on there. So.
He actually posted that after we talked.
Because I just took the other one. So hopefully that was a good idea.
He's like, yeah, he's probably like, I hope I did the right thing. He's probably hoping his fans were like, take the high road, take the high road.
Well, I mean, you guys, did you guys change your strategy and you didn't use the one that you were going to use previously?
Yeah, we changed that absolute complete opposite of what we were planning on doing. We just went to lane standard and hoped to beat them in lane. And that was really, what it came down to, because our strategy was ruined and they knew both like when we play TSM, it's been like this tower dive stuff, and you've seen like the kind of NA meta is just this like 3-man jungler push versus the top laner kind of transition, right? And TSM kind of brought that into everybody, and everybody's been copying it ever since. So we were trying to, just have a strategy that would ultimately beat them, and that's.
Was it something cheesy?
Oh, of course, cheese is everything.
Cheese is everything. Okay. All right, well, hey, thanks a ton for the interview. Do you have any shout-outs or plugs you want to make at the end of it?
Yeah, I mean, thanks to Cooler Master for hooking up us with the gear. Thanks to Grubhub for all the delicious food. And thanks for TeamSpeak for allowing us to chit-chat online to each other.
Really cool. Well, hey, thanks a ton for the interview. Congratulations on your win. Looking forward to see you guys play at MLG Dallas in just a couple of weeks. For everyone, this is Travis on the 4th week of the LCS. You can check out the rest of our coverage at GameSpot.com/LCS.